you're afraid of posting on social media, but you really actually want to be a content creator, this video for you. Because you know what? I did not want to make a YouTube video today. I was feeling lazy. I was feeling like, you know what? I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to say nothing. I just want to lie down and brain rot. But as I was brain rotting on the 3rd hour, I was realizing I can spend 10 minutes filming one singular video, and then I can watch movies for the rest of the night, knowing that I have put energy into creating something that will give something back to me, knowing that I have put energy into creating something for myself, putting energy out there. And I always find it that the hardest thing to get over is the starting point. If you have been someone who's been contemplating starting a YouTube channel forever, starting social media, Instagram, whatever, and you're like, oh, but it seems so hard and I just don't want to do it and it's just easier to skip. You are actually going to find out it's so much easier to actually do content the moment you've made your first video. The moment you've made your first video and you posted your first video and you've posted like 7 videos in a row, you're like, you know what? It wasn't that hard. I didn't even need to be so perfect. I didn't even need to make sure that everything was controlled and everything was all right. It's because we build up that fear. And the more we build up the fear, without actually confronting the fear, the more that fear will look us straight in the eye and be like, oh yeah, you're never gonna post, and then we get scared to not do it. And then we end up building a monster about what's gonna happen when we do it. And that's why the best thing I can say to you is get up from your bed. If you're watching this in your bed, you can keep on watching this, but you will thank yourself 10 times, 30 times, 100,000 times for getting up and creating something. You will not regret spending 10 minutes filming a video. I did not want to make a video today. I was feeling really lazy. I was like, I'm literally wearing like cozy pants right now, but I was like, you know what? We're gonna put on our nice shirt, our beautiful red shirt that makes me look super, like, my blush look good and everything, and I'm gonna make a video. And I was originally going to make a video about being lazy, but then I realized it's not going to sound as good with the title, Watch This, if you are afraid of starting as a content creator or whatever the title is going to be of this video. And I realized sometimes it's about just getting up there and doing it. And especially if you're during like hibernation season, like right now where there's not much going on, that's the perfect time to actually start. Because the consistency you build from showing up every single day, even though it's dark outside, even though maybe your hair doesn't look the way you want it to look, maybe your brows don't look the way you want them to look, maybe your room is not as aesthetic. The consistency, the dedication you build from just showing up, even if you have nothing else to do but just talk to the camera or it's whatever, maybe even sing if you can't sing, that's the consistency that's gonna pay off in the long run. Because if you can build that consistency, you'll have a skill that you can capitalize off for so long, because the consistency is what most people lack. Consistency when it comes to getting the things we want is what keeps most people from not getting the things they want. It is not that, well, you're never gonna blow up because you just posted 3 videos over the course of the last 3 months. If you post a video every single day on your YouTube channel, a long form video, you will have posted 365 videos. If you post a one video every week, how many videos will you have posted in a year? 52. There's like 52 weeks in a year. If you post one video every week on your Instagram, you will have posted 52 videos. If you post 2 shorts every single day for 1 year, you'll have posted over 600 videos. Do you think that makes a difference? It does. And not only difference in performance, like, oh, your videos are gonna do better, but in the beginning when you're starting to be a content creator, what you need to get over is just the fear of being imperfect, because you're never gonna freaking learn about being a content creator, creating content, putting yourself out there, the fear of being visible, if you do not let yourself fail. If your first videos suck, so be it. If your first videos are not as good as you want them to be, of course not. They're not supposed to. When a little girl sees a grown woman in heels with her hair done and like looking all good, she knows that there's a process of becoming that woman. Yet, when we're trying to become content creators, when we're trying to do something with our life and create something, we expect to go from 0 to 100 in 1 minute. But there's actually something extremely calming about knowing you don't have to be perfect, because that just means you need to show up. The showing up is the majority of what's going to take you to where you go. Because when we get so freaking caught up in trying to be perfect with every single little video that we're trying to make, then we also get stuck thinking that in order for you to even make any moves, everything needs to be calculated. You need to know the result of what you're going to put out there. Instead, when you just get used to just doing things like, oh, okay, today we got to post 2 videos regardless, then you realize that the art of just showing up, of just making yourself visible, of just existing, that's what makes a difference. It does not make a difference if your videos are perfect, super perfect, and they have to be aesthetic. Actually, perfectly aesthetic content is rarely entertaining. It's rarely what people actually want to follow, because they don't have any relation to who you are. They can't actually figure out why they want to follow you. That's why, first and foremost, a lot of people also flop when it comes to social media, because you're just trying to do what everybody else does. You got to make sure that you do something for you. And if that is just showing up every single day to make sure you're consistent, you will discover who you are in that meantime. You will discover more about how you can show yourself to the world, how you can express yourself, how you can do this and how you can do that. You will learn much more about who you are from the consistency of doing this every single day. The same way that you will learn a lot about your own resilience from learning how to ride a bike, and you will have to get up and get up and get up again. Eventually you will ride the bike. If you walk around to everybody and tell them, I wish I could do this, I wish I could do that, you can. You can. It's just a matter of taking the first step. That is why if you want to be a content creator, the first thing you have to do today is get up and make a video. And I challenge you to just open your phone and record a 10-minute video saying, this is my first video on YouTube ever. Put it out there and sit with the gut-wrenching feeling that nobody is watching it. Because actually sometimes the gut-wrenching feeling of knowing that nobody is watching it is way more daunting than everybody and their mom, your friends, your family watching you doing something. Start your new YouTube channel. Have nobody watching. Start a new Instagram. Block everybody. Feel the daunting feeling of knowing that 0 people are watching your content. And then let yourself be set free from the fact that you're actually, like, you can do whatever it is you actually want. And then when you show up consistently, you will realize that you are the one putting yourself in some type of cage, prison that you didn't even deserve to be in. You are putting yourself in a position to always just repeat the same cycle of brain rotting and bed rotting, saying, I'm going to postpone this tomorrow, I'm going to postpone this tomorrow, because you're afraid of your own potential. You're caging yourself in a cage of fear from your own potential, because you're afraid what's going to happen when you just let yourself show up as you are. When you show up as you are, think about it like this. Some people, they go to like meetings. People go to meetings with other people to talk about things they've gone through. You know what counts? It doesn't count necessarily that these people are perfect people, that they don't stay perfect or whatever. No, what happens when you go to specific meetings, help groups, is that you get to talk about it and you get to be, you get to exist. The showing up is the most important part. And you will find that people actually have a tendency to get better at whatever it is they do once they just show up. Just like when you show up at drawing lessons, you'll get better at drawing even if you're not very good at it in the beginning. The consistency is way more important than being perfect. And the perfectionism, let's just talk about that real quick before we exit this video. The perfectionism, what's going to kill you? A lot of you overperforming people, overperforming girlies, the reason why you don't get anywhere and why as an adult you probably feel like you're sagging backwards instead of like being the excelling wunderkind is because as a kid, when you're a child, you can just figure it all out and you're so smart for your age. But as an adult, you know what actually matters? You know what's going to pay off? Consistency. Consistency, showing up and failing. And that's what you're afraid of. You are afraid of failing. You are afraid of failing yourself to success. It is better for you to fail as a version of yourself that you would like to be than it is for you to constantly win as the version of you that you don't want to be anymore, that you're actually growing out of being. It is better for you to fail as the version of yourself you want to be than it is for you to show up and be the winner constantly as the version of yourself that you don't want to be anymore. So post that freaking video. Get up and make it right now, and tell me in the comment section that you made it.